Hi, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Chillz. This is episode 60. It's
Sweet
George.
60!
Here with your host George, co-host Andy Ruffett. We got a guest for you today. So a good four guests I said. Take it away. Tell us your name and who you are and a little bit about yourself.
My name's Mashaal. I moved here from Dubai, but I'm Indian. Go figure.
Nice.
I work as a tour guide in downtown Toronto. I've been here for a while, and I'm figuring stuff out, so I'm excited for today's
Well,
topic.
then we got some questions for you later.
Uh-huh.
Karun.
My name is Karun. I am an artist and a teacher, and I am also from India. And I love being in Canada. I've been here for 9 years, and let's have fun with this thing. Yeah.
Did the two
And
of
I am
you,
the Kwisatz Haderach. I'm just kidding. No.
did the two of you plan to sit together?
No. Wait till the next.
It's because we only had this much space around the dining table.
Yo. That's your turn.
Take it away.
Hi, so this is me, Leena. I moved to Canada 3 years ago and to Toronto 8 months ago.
Nice.
And what am I doing? Actually, I'm working as an insurance broker for an insurance firm. And I'm a poet, and I think I'm still trying to figure out the rest. So, yeah.
I think we all are a little bit on that.
Yeah.
My name is Ghazal, but I go by Leena. I'm Persian. I came here maybe around 6 months ago. And I'm a poet, I'm a writer, and most importantly, I'm a student. I will always be a student. I pride myself on studying.
Well, we never stop really learning. So.
Yeah, nerd.
Do I have to mention? Did I have to mention?
Wow.
No, you can mention whatever you want.
And with
But I'm a
today's
writer
guests,
too. Just
What were you
We're
gonna
all writers here!
and with today's guests in mind, we're going to talk about immigrants' rights.
Okay. I'm Andy Ruffett. I'm the co-host of this little
Anybody know who the
shindig.
you are?
He already
Yeah.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is not the listener's first
All
time.
I wanted to say was we are not having any alcohol tonight. It's just water. So grab your
Oh yeah, our slogan is grab a beer and listen along.
grab your
We
clear,
have no underage drinkers here.
grab your clear beverage and drink along.
Cheers. I didn't get
Cheers.
it.
Cheers.
Blood.
that was refreshing.
Yes.
A little bit of sarcasm. I
Nothing
it.
like some absinthe.
And
Or vodka, because that's clear as well.
none of those is actually water, apparently.
Yeah.
It's not water, but it's definitely a liquid.
Yes, definitely liquid.
Oh, can
long
you
as
please
it-
elaborate on that?
As long as it isn't purple. Bill Cosby reference, right?
What?
Oh,
Oh,
shit.
Oh, God.
This is a dark podcast.
This is not what we're looking for in the
It's already
podcast.
started.
I don't get it. What's wrong with purple?
No, that's
Oh, no.
apparently like how the water
It's-
used to
It's like
Oh, okay.
Just have it.
the viewers are the listeners are learning a lot.
apparently in a lot of what do you call it? Not low-income countries, underdeveloped countries, they actually drink the dirty water because they have nothing else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty common, yeah. It's from a lot of countries they don't have.
And to the point where there used to be like traditional ways of filtering water, and then like all of the colonialism and things like drove people away from those traditional
Oh,
practices.
what was
Yeah.
the traditional ways though? Just curious.
Like Harappan civilization, they used to have like filtration
I
systems,
see.
like using sand. And
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
And one thing is like kind of Nestle made Afghanistan run out of water.
That's the other.
Nestle,
Yeah.
Jesus.
Oh, I heard that they
also
were
just industrial waste.
Fuck.
Yeah.
they were buying 100 liters of water for $1, and then they were selling it for one little thing for $1. It's like,
Yeah.
Wow.
And even now we have like
Motherfucker.
Britas and things that have like charcoal in them when like charcoal.
Yeah.
It's fucked.
Yeah,
Nestle
we can
has
have-
a monopoly on
We have
everything.
charcoal pizzas now. It's crazy.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And charcoal
There's
toothpaste.
charcoal
And toothpaste. Ah, yeah.
Oh yeah, there is.
High five.
Let's go.
Yeah. Have you guys tried that though?
I bought it. I didn't
Yeah.
like it. It's
It's a
weird.
gimmick. It's
Yeah.
yeah, it's fine.
My mom got it.
Charcoal pizza's weird.
Yeah.
Is
not
it?
sure.
What does it taste like?
Maybe it's burnt.
Burnt.
Yeah, it's,
Yeah.
it's a strange flavor, and the whole crust is
It's
black.
not to sell us everything, man.
This is your brain on capitalism.
Nice.
Anyways, Toronto is an interesting city. We all live in it. We've either lived it here our lives or just came to Toronto. What are your thoughts on Toronto? Because I've been hearing a lot of mixed things in the last
And you guys
year.
don't have to go in order. We can just
No,
talk.
Yeah.
anybody,
Yeah,
take it
sure.
away.
I mean, I guess I came here like almost a decade ago now,
Mm-hmm.
and I've seen Toronto change in this small amount of time as well. it used to be a very safe city.
Yeah.
Even in the time that I've been here,
Yeah.
which is just like since 2015. Like my first 3 years here, I live in Etobicoke, which is like a borough to the west of Toronto.
Yeah.
And we never locked our doors the first 3 years I was here. And then now,
Now, yeah.
like, now we've gotten to the point where you have to have like cameras outside.
Yeah.
As well, I
Yeah.
guess so. Like, and I guess we were also talking about before, where like Mashaal was talking about how people don't really smile at you anymore. Everyone's just sort of in their.
Oh yes, they're all in their own
Yeah.
bubble
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, it's become that might be, I guess, like a pandemic thing. Maybe like I guess Leena, you came here right at the pandemic.
Right.
How was
When
that?
did you get here?
Yeah. Yeah, during the COVID time.
Oh, okay, nice.
It's so funny because the very next day that I came here, the flights got banned. So I was like
Oh,
the luckiest
yeah.
person.
Lucky,
in
yeah,
the
you're
eye.
lucky.
Yeah, or I
Nice.
would never have been here. I mean, I would have waited maybe a year
Another
or
year or
later,
something.
and then it would have been. Yeah, so yeah, might be because we were all wearing masks and it was really hard. And I think as well as with the economy as well, it really had a huge shift. I guess the pandemic
Definitely.
had. So yeah, it has definitely put down a lot of the social connections. I
Social,
guess.
yeah.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's ironic because my family is moving to Victoria, British Columbia, and they really want me to come, and I'm like, fuck no. And then it's like the city is going to the dogs. And I'm like, why do I want to stay here again?
Is it just because everything you know and love is in Toronto? Since
Yeah,
starting
but
a
it's
new
like
life in
the
DC?
subway is more violent. There's more homeless people everywhere.
Yeah, they're not even just homeless anymore.
Oh my
they're just like
God, yeah.
aggressive and like throwing shit.
There was a guy today. He was like wearing a jacket with no shirt. And he's like trying to expose himself on people. It's like, hello. I'm like, no,
But
please, go
Speaking
on.
of exposing themselves, I was on
Oh,
the T.T.C. There was just this homeless man walking and his pants were falling off his ass and he
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
wearing any underwear,
Oh,
so it's just
God.
like two pairs of butt cheeks.
Oh my god. Toronto. Welcome to the Six.
Subway action.
Yeah, Subway. Definitely, I take like Subway every time I go to office, and it's like that because every time we are in there, we're like, what is gonna happen?
Yeah, exactly.
It's fucked up. And then there are delays.
Yeah.
Going to a horror movie without
Oh,
knowing,
yeah.
what is gonna be the next plot twist.
That's why you pay your $3 admission.
One
every
time, one time the power went out
Oh.
on the subway.
Oh,
And there was this one guy, and he had
They're
OCD,
spiky.
and he's just like, I'm sorry, I have to take off like this coat because I'm just having like a panic attack. He's like, may I sit down? He's like, yes, sir, you can sit down. And he's just like freaking out. He's like, I'm sorry, I can't deal with this. I have OCD, and I'm just like, I feel so sorry for you, man. 'Cause
Yeah.
There's nowhere you can
So
go.
helpless, like we are totally trapped inside, Like if there's a power cut, like
A what, sorry?
Power cut.
Oh,
power outage.
Power outage.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, to think about like Toronto's like it's one of the more like modern or
Yeah.
modernized cities, and we just got cell service in the subway.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
literally 2-3 years ago.
I mean,
not even.
T.T.C. is like over 50 years old.
Yeah.
Over
Yeah.
100 years
It's
old.
Yes,
Sorry.
100.
Yeah.
Like,
Because it was like 1889 or 1880s, right? Sorry, 1890. Sorry, 18.
Yeah, was it?
18.
No. I feel like 100 was just now though, like 2017 or 18.
The street, it's the streetcar that we had for a long time. That's why you'll never get rid of the streetcar because it's like it's
Yeah,
heritage
you're
to
right.
the.
You're right.
Yeah.
No, I just
So
meant
maybe
the
it's
TTC
early
as
1900.
the TTC.
Oh yeah.
As the
Yeah.
Toronto Transit.
Sometimes in the
Yeah, the
subway,
streetcars have been there for
Yeah.
way longer, like the 1800s.
they're supposed to be love and supposed to symbolize love and everything. The streetcar, yeah, supposed to be love
Is it
and.
still popular though, the streetcars?
Not really.
They don't really-
Yeah.
They don't go like they go like certain
They
main
are a point
routes,
of contention.
like Queen and maybe and then the U line, but it's not like
No, it's Queen,
Yeah.
King. There's I
Yeah.
think 4 lines, like important lines. So the east-west lines are all streetcar.
And if you're drunk on King Street, it's great
But
to
there's
hop on and go home.
There's so much argument about the streetcars
Yeah.
because, like, in the middle when there were no streetcars, at least in Etobicoke, people were happy because like it was all the buses, and buses are way faster than
Yeah.
streetcars.
Yeah.
Though the streetcars are like the beating heart of like Toronto transit.
Yeah.
So
They're like the
it's
slow
hard to
subway.
sort of let them go. I
Yeah,
suppose,
I would say so.
And you
So
can.
what did- sorry.
No worries. So, like growing up in Tehran, I feel like Tehran was a little bit more advanced for some reason. Like we had more lines, and we had cell service in the subway.
Very
We
nice.
had very shitty buses, but that's like kind of besides the point. And I saw like crazy things on the transit systems, but at least I didn't feel threatened, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like I remember this one time I was going to this bookstore, and this lady just like walked in. and she had like a cabbage beneath her armpit, and she had like a whole bowl in her hand. She sat dead ass in the corner and started peeling her fucking cucumber, making a salad.
It's like we're like Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Let's
Like,
go.
My cabbages.
Buddy's gotta eat, man.
Buddy's gotta eat, and we would have like people who would sell shit. And you could literally buy anything. I mean, anything.
On the
Like
subway.
right on the
On the
subway.
subway.
Or on the
That's
train.
amazing.
Yeah,
That's
people
crazy.
would just like literally get in, and it's like Walmart. You have no idea what. Somebody will
Wow.
sell you like a vegetable peeler
Yeah.
for like this amount of money.
Yeah, the guy's selling you a vegetable.
And on the
What am I
other
gonna
side,
peel this
somebody's
with?
selling bras. But the thing is, I'm thinking, how would you know the size?
Yeah, that's true.
So it's just like, oh yeah, gross estimation. It's like, oh, this will fit you. Just like throw it at the person. It's like, oh yeah, that'll be like this much
Just
money.
based on experience. I mean, she is a bra salesperson, so
Yeah.
I feel like she knows.
She knows.
She
She knows.
feels
what she
Yeah,
your
she
breath.
definitely
Oh yeah,
feels
you're a
it.
sneak up.
It's telepathic.
You're a secret.
Yeah, I can read your boobs.
It's like, I'm not sexually assaulting
I mean,
you.
I
I'm
guess,
just
yeah.
trying to understand.
Now I guess we're talking about like different kinds of transit. Like Mumbai is actually
Oh
very
my God, I
again
was
like
about
very
to go to that
eventful.
part.
Yeah.
Eventful. That's
Eventful
one way
is
to
one
describe
way to
it.
put it. Yeah, I
It
guess
sounds
like
so similar to the Indian railway system.
it is. No, but Mumbai's local system is like local train system is its own sort of beast.
For sure,
I'd
yeah.
say because like it is really the city that doesn't stop.
Yeah.
Like it never ever stops for anybody. Even if it, like I'm talking about. I mean. Everyone, kids go away, but like body
Kids-
dismemberment,
Oh, shit.
and they'll just
Jesus.
stop for like 5 or 10 minutes, and then
At least they stop a little bit.
I was just like 5
They're
minutes.
stopping
Yeah.
just to like move pieces. Yeah, like that's actually happened when I was on the train.
That's
And
Jesus.
another fun, like not funny. It's not funny at all. But interesting.
No, we're all
interesting thing.
laughing about it.
Sorry, I'm
It's not funny, but it's
Yeah.
funny. All right?
Here's a curious anecdote.
No, it is curious. Let's say curious, not curious, but interesting point is I think like they say that the women's. So in India, like you have separate separation between
Yeah.
genders in
We
compartments.
do too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right. So, and apparently, I don't know, Mashaal, if you've heard of this, but like the women's compartments tend to be a little more dangerous than the
Yeah.
men's compartments.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, like the sections. Yeah.
So somebody told me they're like, is there something you like about Canada? And I said, see, I came from Dubai, right, and then
Yeah.
Mumbai also. But in Dubai, it's just like everything's compartmentalized in the metro.
Yeah.
They don't have somebody have an
Yeah.
above ground thing.
Hmm.
So okay, they have a ladies section, which makes sense. Women
Yeah.
can go in and feel safe.
Yeah.
Then they have like a gold class section in the metro. So every day people just want to like go to the front of the metro, and it's just like it's
Well,
such
A gold section?
a
No,
gold
like first
section, like a
class.
first
Yeah.
class. kind
Oh,
of.
That's fucked.
So
And
what do
it's
you
just such
get?
You get like
Just
not
there's
as
one
many people.
compartment,
It's more
right, not
expensive.
as many people.
Oh.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
elitism, right?
It is.
So someone was
Very
asking me, they're like, what is one thing you love about Toronto? It's so ironic. This is how I describe it to them. What I love is no matter if you're like working on Bay Street,
Yeah.
you're a student,
Yeah.
you're like, someone who's just making a grind, you're all in the same subway car with the same homeless person who's yelling at you.
That's right.
That's
Yeah.
equality.
And a guy smoking a cigarette, and another guy's drinking a beer.
I like it. I'm glad that we
It's
were
like-
able to like
Actually,
counter
the
blessings.
socialism comes into like the
Yeah.
most practical version of socialism because even no matter how much you earn, your taxes get cut off, and
Yeah.
we are all in the same
No.
category.
You all get fucked equally, man.
Oh, yes.
Exactly. So, but yeah.
Well, not the super rich. Not
Yeah, not
enough.
the super
rich. Yeah,
Definitely
there's-
not enough. There is a cap, and that's not.
except for the super.
There
super,
shouldn't
super
be.
rich.
Yeah.
Like the top.
Well, yeah, there's
Yeah.
there's loopholes that they use.
And that.
Yeah.
Yeah, even
Yeah.
today I was talking to one of my friends from Dubai, and she was like, "It's all about how much you earn there, and then it's all about which car you drive, what bag you have,
Yeah.
all these.
That's
different-
Toronto,
yeah.
though.
That's also
That is Toronto,
That is
yeah.
Toronto. Yeah. Toronto's very cosmopolitan. Yeah.
It's all about having the latest Nikes and the latest fucking shit.
That's
Yeah.
the thing I
Yeah,
also
Jordans,
noticed.
yeah.
There
Yeah.
is no repair culture for some reason. Like
Yeah.
my phone broke, and I was like,
That's because
Oh.
we're throwing it away and buying new
yeah,
things.
exactly.
all
And
the
I
time.
was like, well, the guy was like, well, if you want to get it repaired,
Mhm.
It's gonna.
and it's going to cost more than a new
Yeah.
phone, so
Yeah.
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, fuck you. I want my phone. In Iran, they will literally do
Yeah.
anything and everything they can to save your phone because you will have to like sell a kidney, an arm, and maybe a little bit of your sanity to be able to get a new phone.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, even with the
Won't
even
just leave us
with
in-
the getting also, it's
Yeah.
like, let's forget. Like
Yeah.
we spend like how much? I spend like literally 20, sometimes $30 on dress. I'm being very honest.
On
And
what?
then on a dress, let's say.
On
Yeah,
interest.
sometimes, yeah.
Yeah.
On a
And then
dress.
You got
No, interest.
get it altered for 50.
No, she's
Oh,
talking
on
about a
dress,
dress, you
sorry.
idiot.
Yeah, that's my clothes,
Yeah.
Clothes, not the interest.
Yeah, I heard interest.
I heard
Oh,
interest.
never mind.
And then
I thought you were talking about credit card interest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Okay, no, never mind. Okay.
Clothes.
Okay.
Okay, so you make wise financial choices then.
No, yeah, of course, yeah.
Yes.
Well, gotta survive in this country.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
yeah, and
yeah.
then I gotta spend like $15-20 on all
To just alter it. Yeah. Right.
That's bars. They're gonna survive in this country. That's the truth.
Yeah. You gotta tell Uncle Sam one thing and do the other. You know what I mean?
We're not.
So the thing that I
States.
found about Toronto
Same shit.
that like really affected me a lot was loneliness. Like because for
Mm.
me, and here's what's funny. So back in Dubai, I was in a long-term relationship for a long time, and it's all good.
You were in a
It's not-
long-term relationship for a long time?
You don't. Like really long time, like 5 years.
I know.
Come on,
I'm just
that's like
fucking
pretty
with
long.
you.
We're replacing this guy next week.
Oh, you
So-
say that every fucking episode.
I lived with my family for a long time. I took all of that stuff for granted, like friends over there, and I think it's similar to like India and stuff, and maybe Iran. You know, friends call you and like
Yeah.
they'll say, "Hey, George, I'm below your house. Let's just go grab a cup
Yeah.
of tea or whatever."
Yeah.
When I moved here, I joined every community I could. I was in Toastmasters. I was in like writers groups. I was in
Toast.
whatever
What'd you
group.
say? Was it first?
Toastmasters.
Toastmasters is to help you
Oh,
speak.
public. Okay. So.
Public speaking.
Public speaking, yeah.
I had like 100 acquaintances, but I felt really lonely because like it really felt like I was not connecting with a lot of
Mm.
people.
Yeah.
Eventually, for whatever reason, the relationship never continued. Then my family and I were naturally in different time zones.
Oh.
Then I made like a system in Oakville. I moved to Humber, and that was the Tobico in the
Yeah.
borough out west.
Yeah,
That you described it as.
Right.
Same thing. And then here's the thing, like that was like apparently that's like one of the best advertising programs in the country. And they were just very sink or swim. They're like, yeah, it sucks to be you. You're only like, well, there's people out there with real problems. Figure it out. And I'm just like, okay.
Thanks for that, buddy.
Wow.
No, and then the pandemic happened.
Yeah.
So I was like an RA. I was living like in a building with 700, 600-ish students.
What's RA for those that don't know?
Resident assistant. So it's like the guy is a glorified like hall monitor. In the
Okay.
building.
Wait, this was in Humber or
Humber.
Oh, Humber. Yeah. Nice.
And then like the building went from like 600 people to like 20 people, and it was a pandemic, so
yeah.
everyone was
Yeah.
indoors, no one was talking.
Wow, that's crazy.
And that's the only reason I could move to Toronto because like the rents dropped. But
They were, it's cheap.
I was
Oh, that's
so
not-
depressed. Yeah, go on.
Mm.
So sorry. No, I was so depressed that like I think I had gone on one date the entire year, and I got too attached in one day. That's how bad my mental
Oh,
health
fuck.
was.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And like I'm not saying this to go back into like a dating thing, but I'm just trying to say like it was a problem. Like loneliness was a problem, and it still is. Like till now,
I get what you're saying. Yeah.
yeah, I still like
That's
I'm very
true.
careful. I get attached to friends quickly. I get attached to a lot of things quickly, and
Mm-hmm.
I feel like
Yeah.
Toronto's cold too. And I wish there was
In the
systems to
same
get rid of
vein,
that.
like for me, it was more so like I've lived in a house like ever since I moved to Canada in 2015 in the same house, and I've been the only like sort of constant tenant there. So I've seen like 14 roommates come in the last like 9 years,
Oh my
and
God.
something very similar happened. Like I've never had real connections
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
like people that I've lived with.
Mhm.
Also,
They
So,
just
I
come
mean,
in
I
and
guess
they
it's
go and
just-
they do their own
yeah.
Come and they
shit.
go.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
also-
Men may come and men may go. Yeah, yeah. And women. Yeah.
Yeah, but I would also like to bring this topic of housing crisis and how things are getting crazy.
Crazy.
Especially,
Crazy.
yeah, especially about this. I think a lot of times people doesn't really want to go out because they're really afraid of spending money.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
even when we say, you gotta make social connections and everything comes with a cost.
Mhm.
It took
Oh,
20,
yes, it
it took
does.
$20 for me to, take Uber. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
you don't get paid that much in this country, and all these ridiculous taxes are kind of.
There's this like skit on TikTok, and it's funny, but it's kind of true. It's like this girl gets out of her house, she steps on the doorman, and boom, negative $20. Boom, negative $50 Sephora.
Yeah. Yeah.
boom, negative $200 a restaurant, and then her sister goes, boom, negative 30. Her boyfriend's coming over, boom, or she's going to her boyfriend's. So it was like car ride or gas, like, and then they go, yeah, I guess I'm not going out today. Never mind, they stay in their house.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. That was actually a funny video. That glad you brought that up. It's so funny.
Yeah, it was like it's funny as fuck, but it's true as fuck. You know,
It's
it's
true,
true.
yeah. In the topic that we're talking about.
What would be the reason for this housing crisis? Is it because of the huge influx of
Well,
immigrants,
look,
or-
it is. Look at this. I literally just watched a documentary on this like the other day. But we have 3.5 million people in Toronto, and the problem is we are only bringing in we're making 75,000 to 200,000 homes a year, but we're bringing in 500,000 people a year of immigrants, right? And then there's also our homeless people, and they're complaining that they're not getting the housing and the subsidized shelters or whatever, or the hotels that they need, because the immigrants are claiming asylum, and the homeless guys are going, well, listen, I pay my taxes, I pay, like, when they were not home, I've done my dues to this city, and why is my city fucking me over now when I need a house or I need a place? It goes, why are these immigrants? This is from their perspective. They're like, why are these guys coming from other countries and taking my home, my spot, that I'm the one who worked my ass off?
I'd say it's also landlord greed.
Yes,
I genuinely think, like, okay, sure, like mass immigration and whatnot, but a lot of houses are empty. Nobody's fucking buying them because they've overpriced it to shit. And personally, I feel like
but I'm not gonna say that's landlord greed 100%. I don't know. Really
not necessarily 100%.
That's when they started the foreign buyers tax, right?
Yes,
because that's what was happening in Vancouver, and they called it surreal estate.
Yeah,
because they just have like empty homes, and
landlords they're not sitting there in their Eiffel Towers just raking in cash.
Yeah, definitely not. But
a lot of people are not. Just
I know, but the average landlord isn't. Is what I'm saying. It's like. It's the problem is inflation goes up, and then they have to pay that taxes. So the problem is that the tax for property tax has gone up substantially a lot in the last 5 years just alone.
I don't know so much about that though, because
I do
no,
because my parents are landlords.
No, I know the same thing. Like,
but
and
they don't make like a exuberant amount of profit, because it's just just for a tenant to stay there during the pandemic. My parents they let people stay there for very, very low rate.
Of course, it's not like a generally every person kind of thing, but there are definitely greedy landlords.
Oh no, there is, but there's also bad doctors and bad cops and also this and that, right?
I think more speaking more on the point of like empty homes though. There's a lot of people.
There's a lot of those.
Home ownership is what maybe also you were talking about.
I also I just wanted to also bring about this international students topic, because I came here as an international student, so we pay actually 9 times more tuition fees than
exactly.
Sorry, not 9 times.
Like 3 times.
That's because in the government,
3 times
in the government's eyes, they don't care about your education. They care about your profit.
Exactly.
No offense, but that's how it is.
Exactly, 100%. Yeah, and that's the cost of me coming to this country. Definitely not the quality.
Because they're like, well, she's here for education. Let's gouge her a little.
I'm really glad you brought that up, because let me tell you something. It's not just it's not just about that. We're always on a temporary status, and that's how we are.
That's more.
And the longer you're on temporary status,
let me give you a good example. Like, this is more of like a guy's perspective. But let's say like you go down here and someone starts a fight with you in a bar. Like, if you're from Toronto, like, you might get a criminal record, but let's be honest, like, you're ready to throw down. As a guy, my first thought is like, fuck no, I'm gonna get deported.
Especially,
so it's always like, it's never gonna feel like, you're never gonna feel home, like in this, not just in this country, but any second country you go to, you're not gonna feel home. So
I mean, there is like a time of assimilation, there's a time of emigration, as they call it. So it's part of it.
At the end of the day, you can never live like your home country.
I knew this one girl. She came from China, I think it was, or Hong Kong, and she's been working nonstop for the last 3 months, 4 months. But she works 6 days a week, like 8-10 hours or whatever, and they know that she's trying to get her PR, permanent residence, and they're exploiting her to the fucking to the nine, because they know that listen, you fuck up here, you're fucking out of here, but you can't leave because you know where to go, and you need that PR.
And then that point. True.
And I asked her, I go, so how's your hours going this week? She goes, they're only giving me 3 hours this week. I go, bro, because that means they're extending her because they can use her to stay longer. I go, that's
A lot
fucked,
of
bro.
people
I didn't want to
are-
tell her at heart.
Yeah.
I go, that's
I mean,
fucked
she's
up.
also on a time limit though, because there's like a time limit to
Yeah.
get your permanent residency.
Oh, I didn't know that. So
Yeah,
that's
of
even
course,
fucked.
they're
Yeah.
making it even
So
worse.
wait, so what you're saying is possibly if she doesn't get her PR,
She's
then
gone.
she has to do it
She has to
again.
leave. No, she has to leave. Like
She
there
has-
is no
she's
way.
Oh,
to do
she.
it again.
Oh,
I
she.
don't think.
That's fucked up.
That's
Or
so funny.
I think
And
you
imagine
can
investing
you
this
can try
much in
again.
this country.
to
Like,
Say again.
Sorry.
Sorry,
If
what
she,
is-
I don't know if she came as an international student or whatever it is, but for me personally, I invested in this country. Like literally, I
Yeah.
got, come on, like I spent huge amount in this country because obviously I'm not coming from that rich background.
Yeah.
That, my parents can just throw
Yeah.
money on.
Yeah.
I literally invested on this country
Mhm.
for a potential future.
Yeah.
Right? That's
By investment, you mean like getting a place, huh?
No, no,
Oh, like for
Like,
school?
for
Yeah,
my-
school. Yeah, okay,
for my
yeah.
student loan and
Yeah, all that
those
stuff,
shit.
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I mean, it is like
It is an
a
investment.
certain amount of money, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot.
And it's being
Tuitions are-
contributed into the economy.
economy,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, you
And-
are. Every day that you walk the streets of Toronto and you go to a pizza shop, you're helping the economy to a
As
degree.
well.
Yeah.
No, but no, even
No,
like
it's true.
with educational institutions,
with,
though,
with
right?
education institutions
Yeah,
and
education-
with taxes and
Exactly.
now I'm working full time, so on my taxes and on my things are going to
I fucking hate taxes.
so maybe that's one of the reasons why
It shouldn't necessarily be a gamble, is I think what we're getting at. Like
Yeah.
when you
Yeah.
come here, it should be a merit-based thing. There shouldn't be like anything that.
I know.
Yeah, it should just be merit-based. Because another funny thing is they give you for the permanent residency,
Yeah.
you have to calculate a certain amount of points.
True.
So there is
Oh.
a merit-based system there.
Yeah.
But then the way that points are given to you aren't entirely. They don't. Sometimes they just don't make sense. For
Oh,
example,
sounds
you
like a
get
scam.
like a person who worked here for a year
Yeah.
gets less points than a person who worked for a year abroad,
Oh.
which makes no sense. Like
That
you
doesn't
think
know.
that because
So
I
what-
think you get like 40 points for working here for a year, but you get like 50 or 60 points for working abroad.
So how many points do you need to get this
right
PR?
now the
Oh,
cutoff is at
It's
540.
crazy. Yeah.
540 points.
And it's like most of my friends, I have a lot of friends, they're like at the brim of going back to the home country. So it's like literally investing your years in this country.
Yeah.
Like, so it's
Yeah, the time, the
Right?
money,
The
everything,
time, the
resources.
money.
I've heard some people say that. I go, what if I'll just go back to my country? It's cheaper. I was like, dang.
Yeah.
That's the thing. It's not the
No, it's not
option
just
for
cheap.
everybody.
Yeah.
And
No,
the
I'm not
thing
saying.
is,
I'm just.
yeah.
I just saying I've heard it. I go.
And
That's
I
It's
also-
not cheaper, but the
Yeah.
economies are genuinely better there.
I want to
Yeah.
know what you
Yeah.
have to say because you haven't spoken a while. We need to
Yeah,
Sorry, yeah,
no
go for it.
worries,
Right
no
after that, I
worries.
have something to say. So
Yeah,
Okay.
if they stop fucking up other countries, there wouldn't be a need for me to be here. Had
That's another thing.
had the country's economy not collapsed,
Yeah.
I would have never even dreamt of leaving Iran. But
Mhm.
the situation at this point is fucking unlivable.
Mhm.
And still here, I feel exploited,
Mhm.
especially because, well, I generally pride myself on my education. I come from a family of educated people. So we have this like national university entrance exam where it's like it's on a ranking system. So the higher your rank is, the better education you can get and like the better
Oh,
branches
that's
you can
crazy.
study in university. I got 135 out of 29,000 people.
Wow.
I pride myself on that shit,
Right.
right?
Wow.
nice.
And I can't get into U of T because I cannot spend that money. I cannot
Right.
afford
Exactly.
$56,000
Yeah.
per semester.
Mhm.
Whoever has that kind of money, bro, that ain't.
And that's on the low end, actually.
And
being
that's on the
shown.
low
Yeah,
end. That's
yeah.
for
in North
psychology.
America,
I remember when I worked at Loblaws with Andy a long time ago, and I had this one guy he worked with. His name was John, and he told me he just finished university. He got his engineering degree, and he goes, George, and I never forgot it. He goes, George, I spent 150 grand on my engineering degree,
Right.
Yeah.
and look, I'm fucking working at Loblaws.
Yeah. Because he has to.
And I goes, yeah.
Yeah.
He goes, no one's hiring me.
Yeah.
that's
I'm
fucking
ashamed to wear my ring. He tells me, like the engineering ring. I go, that's
Yeah.
fucking sad.
And on top of that, there are like ghost hirings at this point where like companies want to give the illusion of growth.
Mm.
So they say, we're hiring. No, they're not looking at your resume. They're not even hiring anyone. There's no position because it's
Yes.
cheaper to exploit their own workers
Yeah.
instead of
Make
hiring
them work
somebody.
more, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You can make them work more. You can make them reach your unrealistic expectations at a cheaper price instead of having it split between two people because
Yeah.
now you have to pay two
Now you have
salaries.
Yeah,
generalists.
that's what happened to my sister.
It's
Her
become a
job.
generalist,
They
like, sort of
they
workforce.
ended up just not firing her, but they annoyed her so much that she quit, and then they just hired someone. And they paid them half the price.
It's so fucked. It's
I mean,
so
you have to spend money to train them, but they were like, fuck it.
And see,
Fucking
honestly,
yeah.
like everyone's only working because they just want. Most people, at least like 75% of people, just want to be able to live life. They want a
Yeah.
regular standard of living. So maybe like with affordable housing, especially, that's what like cities,
Yeah.
urban centers need to focus on, because there are so many people like without housing.
Well,
Instead of having these like super swank condos,
Yeah.
I heard
coming up everywhere.
lately couples.
They maybe need to focus on like again a socialist perspective where it's like maybe slightly more affordable. Maybe like it's not as like the amenities aren't as fancy or anything.
Yeah.
Right, and it's more focused on just how about we just get roofs on top of everybody.
Yeah, it's a house.
Yeah.
Like
It just
we don't need
needs to be.
anything
That's all it
extravagant.
needs to be. Yeah, and the people can make it like greater than that. It's not really. You don't need to have like a high class gymnasium in your condo or anything.
Yeah, but the problem is to build a house, you need people. You need
Yeah.
infrastructure.
There's
you need.
people.
No, I know, but it's.
how do we not have the people? Like,
Yeah, but we don't have the
infrastructure is
space.
here already.
Have you seen Toronto?
That's what I'm saying, though.
We're gonna put a house in the middle of Yonge and
now
Eglinton.
We're like closer to like Lawrence Station right now.
Yeah, yeah.
There's an entire strip of businesses just entirely removed because a condo is replacing it.
Yeah.
And now, when you ask yourself, like, how many people are actually going to be housed in this condo?
Not a lot.
It's not going to be a lot of
Not a
people.
lot.
I think
It's
we
probably-
have like a lot of like real estate that's just empty.
Yeah.
We do, yeah.
Well, I mean, empty is one thing, but it's also unaffordable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
That's
because
And like
And everyone's
some of them
complaining,
starting at
and they're
$1.1
just
million dollars.
It's like I want to move out, but
Who
I
has
can't afford
$1.1
it.
million?
Whereas all these places are just they could live there because they're uninhabitable.
I have
and
a
they're-
take
yeah.
on this.
Mhm.
What if we made people who work in offices work from home
Mhm.
and turned those office buildings
Yes,
into
absolutely.
places that are livable?
They're actually
Yes.
starting to do that. They're starting to,
Really?
yeah, they are. Because after the pandemic, they realized, well,
But see,
we don't need half
when
these
they start
jobs at
to
the
do that-
building.
A lot of people are
Well, I
actually
think-
doing that. Even in states, that's
Yeah.
happening.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
that at that point it just becomes like the one-off thing, right? It needs to become policy. That's what
Yeah.
we need to
Yeah.
see, right? Like, and of course, like as a populace, we need to vote that into action, of course.
Do
But
our votes
still,
matter?
like, yeah, everyone's votes matter, obviously. But more importantly, like that policy, like politicians need to focus on this for more than just like Trudeau. just
Politicians
saying-
are very good at
not just
focusing
saying
on
that
their
it
wallet,
needs
getting
to-
lined nicely, all right?
Well,
Yeah.
it was rising in Vancouver, but it wasn't because we want to put more people in houses. It was because people didn't want to work in offices because they were so used to working at home.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Twitter, for example, X, I think like they completely transitioned.
Oh,
to,
100%,
remote
yeah.
work environment.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
They don't even have like office buildings.
They have just one spot, like one main location for their tax bullshit. But
That's the thing. See now
Yeah,
that
yeah.
tax bullshit that we're
Yeah.
talking about, we can just shrug it off right now. But why does it exist though? Like that's the thing. Those are the
Yeah.
things that need to be looked.
I'm
at.
not a fan of Donald Trump, but he said the most greatest thing ever, which was he said, fuck, I'm gonna fuck it up, but he was like, oh, why do we have all these tax things and these loopholes? And then Donald Trump goes, the reason we have it is because you and I, we both fucking benefit from it.
See?
And he goes, and that's why you're never gonna fucking get rid of it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
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 The you and I he's talking about is
No,
he's
like
talking
the
about
other
a
politician,
small sliver of
the
people.
other
Yeah.
he's talking about the other
not just
billionaires
politicians, but
or
just,
whatever.
Exactly,
Yeah.
just a small sliver of people.
Yeah. It's like the reason you're not going to get rid of it is because you and your friends all fucking profit from it.
Like
That's
I
it.
watched this great documentary. It's again based on like
I feel like you wanted to say something.
It's based on like
There's a lot happening.
it's based on like the media revolution and things in
Yes.
Russia and how that connects to like the Syrian war and things.
Yeah.
So it's not so much that, but what they spoke about is how they systematically just had the Russian population become desensitized to all of their politics overall.
Wow.
And I feel like that's
Oh,
starting to happen
that's
in North
fucked up.
America as well. It's called hyper-normalization.
Jeez.
Yeah.
It's a very, very
Hyper-normalization.
good like documentary. It's a 4-hour-long documentary with a lot of things.
4 hours?
by BBC. Yeah, it's a amazing like general.
I don't think I have 4 hours.
It's the
Journalism.
same with Iran. We're just so used to it. Like prices were going up at some point.
Mhm.
They just kept increasing, and we're like, you know what? It's fine. At least I can fill my stomach.
That,
And then
see,
yeah,
that's the thing.
and in 2018, gas prices tripled
Yeah.
overnight.
Yeah.
And then well, people obviously protested about it, and that went fucking haywire. Bullets, guns,
Jesus.
straight up shooting people from
Damn.
helicopters. They cut off the internet for like maybe around a month. So
A
you
month with
couldn't-
no internet.
Wow.
A month without internet, you couldn't even access Google, but that wasn't unheard of
Yeah.
for Iran.
Censorship.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That's the thing. You can't even access YouTube in Iran without using a VPN.
Wow.
So it was normal, but now suddenly we can't even use Google. They killed God knows how many people. People say it's around 1,500 people confirmed dead.
Wow.
Who knows how many of them died in prisons? Who knows how many of them died like from their injuries?
Yeah.
How many people were injured? How many people disappeared after that? And then suddenly, after they brought back the internet, everything began to dwindle. Until another thing came up, and outrage
That's it. And
sparked again, and that's
yeah.
the recent one.
That's
the
the
one,
cycle you're saying? Yeah.
the cycle. So I just wonder, when are we going to break this normalization?
That's the thing, yeah.
When is it going to happen? Like,
Yeah.
will we finally reach a point when we're like, I'm
Enough
so
is enough?
fucking hungry
Right.
that I would rather not die from hunger.
Yeah.
Bullets seem more
Appropriate.
pleasing
Yeah.
and appropriate for this kind of thing.
Dang.
Damn.
Damn, that's a point.
You still get your iron intake, though. You know what I mean?
My goodness. No,
Um,
yeah.
I
I don't
just-
know. I mean, yeah.
I just wanted to say, but this doesn't work with this topic now. But Trump became president so he could pay his taxes.
Yeah.
So he could pay
Really?
his
Wow.
taxes.
That's why he became president.
My
And then as he's doing the whole campaign,
Yeah.
he doesn't actually think he's gonna win.
Here's-
And then he wins. He's like, "Oh shit, I'm president now."
here's my favorite loophole, which is not very well known, but one of Donald Trump's golf courses
Uh-huh.
is considered a cemetery.
Oh
But
my-
why is it considered a cemetery, you may ask? He buried his first wife there.
What?
That joker, is that-
Yeah, no, I'm serious.
Fuck, dude,
So now he doesn't have to pay taxes
That was enough.
for that property.
That was enough. Yeah.
That's like churches; they don't have to pay taxes because they're religious
Yeah.
things.
So like hole in one, but it's like in the tombstone or something.
That's dark.
Terrible.
No, what's dark is where Donald Trump did.
Yeah, that's
That's
fucking
terrible.
crazy. It is
Yeah.
fucked. Yeah. But that's
All
a
forces
loophole.
are not.
I can't believe he got away with that.
Yeah.
That is.
I
It's
feel
not that he got away with it. It's just that's their own laws. It's just so like
Didn't
it's,
they fuck him over though recently?
Yeah,
and
they're
he tried to
trying
like,
to put him in prison and fail.
yeah, he has like a court hearing in like a couple
Yeah, pretty
weeks or
much.
something.
Yeah.
and like
He
literally
keeps just,
no
like,
lawyer is
slithering away.
taking.
But they're like, we'll do the court after the elections, after November or
Oh,
some
yeah.
shit.
Oh, fuck.
Or after
If you
April
win,
something.
that doesn't
I don't
mean anything.
I didn't follow the details, but
I can do everything I want because I'm the president.
Exactly.
all right, we got 4 more minutes, just so you guys got a heads up.
Nice.
We've gone quite a long, almost 40 minutes.
Yeah.
crap.
Damn.
So-
I didn't
We
even
do that
notice.
I like that.
But yeah.
That's what helps with a number of voices.
Yeah.
There's so many different
Yeah.
perspectives. No, I was gonna say even like just before this, we had a writers group, and
Yeah.
I think it was one of the most immersive.
That was one of the best writers group we've had in a long time.
Mine. Right, it's good.
I'm
Mine.
That's what I
I
said.
know what I'm talking about.
I am the reason you're all
Does anyone hear a madman like far away?
I do.
Andy Ruffett's Writers Group.
Hey, you're spiking the volume. Simmer
How? I'm
down.
over here.
I know. That's
You're
what.
using your Broadway
That's what.
voice.
It's literally
Stop it.
spiking. Anyways,
Use your indoor voice. That's what I tell my students.
or we'll put you outside, sir. So anybody wanna be a new co-host for next week? We're taking
Can you
applications.
stop making noises with that chair, please?
Yeah.
Yeah, we have an open spot
Oh fuck
For
yeah.
what?
Yeah.
For what?
For
for
co-host.
for co-host.
Joking.
Anyways, any last minute things you guys want to say or talk?
Frustrations are
Yeah, I think it was
A lot
definitely
of
a good.
inspiration.
It was an intellectual vent, which I
Yeah,
liked.
intellectual
Yes.
event. I love that.
Yes.
Yeah.
If you are in the city of Toronto right now, I just want you to know that like you have the power to change. I know it's gonna sound like really Oprah for a second, but
You do, yeah.
It gets very depressing down here if you start listening to all of the economics around you.
Yeah.
The only way you can change and rise above it is if you actually believe in yourself.
Yeah, I agree.
So like
Yeah.
straight up, find the way to insulate from like the negativity and try to.
And that's why I do things like this.
No,
'Cause just,
these sorts
because
of
like this
discussions.
this
are
this
where that-
podcast has started, I don't
this
know,
course is
10,
great.
15 years.
Podcast.
It just was my escape to like doing my own shit.
Yeah.
That's what it was. And
Good catharsis.
have some friends, talk about shit, whatever we felt like it. And yeah.
Fun.
Alright everybody, thank you for being on the show.
Yeah.
Have fun.
Thank you for having us.
Yes, and we'll talk to you guys next
Thank
week.
you for coming.
For the people, by the people.
We the people.
As the
We the people. As the people.
I gotta pee, bye.